Alright, greetings. Third story of the day, but I'm probably gonna be posting these on different days. I don't know if I'm gonna post them on the same day. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I'm in this Halloween storytelling mood. I don't know. Cause normally, I do my readings and stuff. So this one, I'm trying to figure out who I want to talk about first. If I want to talk about Isis, Hekate, or Lilith, I don't know which one I'm gonna talk about first. I think we'll do Hekate first. That's what I heard. It starts off in this room. Like, this is the thing. Long time ago, before TikTok even existed, and before YouTube got blown up with tarot readings and stuff, because again, I'm 41, in case y'all, I'm about to be 41, in case y'all don't know, in November. I've always been into like spirituality and goddesses and all that stuff long time ago. But Hekate, at that time I didn't know her name. I didn't know her name, but I knew her presence. I hope this makes sense. Like, I would always see this apparition of a feminine energy around me in my room, and it would always be like a shadow energy, and then all of a sudden, or it'd be my visions of a fair-skinned woman, because whenever she would turn into her human form, it's like a fair-skinned woman with like dark black hair and a black cloak, and sometimes she'd have a blue tint like the moon if she was to show up in my room. So long story short, I would have these visions, but I didn't know who she was. Even though I was just like, who is this woman? But I always knew a woman was watching over me, because I always felt connected to the moon. I'm like, what is this going on? Because it was startling, especially in my early stages, because I was still like a Christian. So I'm like, if I'm believing in Jesus and all that, why is this happening to me when I don't have any altar? I don't have nothing. Like, what's going on here? I wasn't watching readings or none of that shit. Like, why is this happening to me? This is years ago. Again, remember, 40. These things happened like around 28, like young time ago. I think even younger. So it's like I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I have nothing to connect with to tell me what this is. Right? And so, long story short, I realized she was guiding me heavily, though, years later, which was like 2018. I realized, or 2017, her presence, who she was, spiritually. And then I got pushed into doing readings because I was already hearing spirits and stuff, but I started doing readings. And then, long story short, I just realized every time I was going through a transformation, other than my guide, she was helping me. Right? And I noticed how it also helps spirits when they cross over, or people who are living, who are about to pass away. Because I noticed a lot of people who are about to pass away, they come to me. Or people, or spirits that are already gone on the other side ask me to tell people stuff. It's weird. And so, as y'all know, she's the goddess of the crossroads. So she would always help me a lot during my hard times, and even when I'm doing prayers or just rituals, just certain things she would do, and even physically my body. Because I'm a person, when I look at her, I don't look at it from a modern standpoint. I look at it as more, I try to do things like the ancient way. So meaning, like, when I did start, other than what she tells me or guides me to do, or my heart, because I'm a person, I kind of mix it all. I go with my heart tells me to do when I'm connecting with her, or how she decides to come to me, but also the ancient way. So like, I don't just look at it like oh, Queen of the Witches or whatever like that. I look at it like ancient, like her original. What did she really do in the underworld, like, kind of thing. Like, she also is known as the protector of the home and the family, right? So I look at her from that standpoint too, and I look at her as also, she was also like, she could be also considered like a savior kind of goddess energy, because she was I don't know if I'm saying this word right, but a satyr in some texts, right? She's also the goddess of afar. She can still guide you no matter how far she is. So I'm looking at different aspects of her compared to like modern ways, right? And some things I'm not going to mention. I also do epithets, right? Like how to Greek to epithets, because I like to write. So I write epithets, and I would use those as like my petitions and things that I talk to her. But long story short, she eventually showed up in my room in person for the first time. I actually physically saw her in 2023, summertime. I was laying in my bed here, and I was just laying there. And I don't know why, her energy must have been so strong. It woke me out of my sleep. I felt that energy. And then at the time I didn't know it was her. When I looked to the left, I saw a silhouette of a woman. It's like a black shadow silhouette of a woman. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And it just was like this, like kind of like levitating. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I got up, because I'm like this, I'm like that. And all of a sudden I see this thing spin. And then all of a sudden this room here, the window, all this turned light blue, like electric blue. This whole room turned blue. So have you ever seen the moon light on the water? Has that white tint, but the blue, it was like this. The whole one turned blue. All of a sudden, I saw a back of a woman, the whole back of a woman. I saw like a long black dress, like a Greek black. It was like a Greek looking dress, but it was black, and she had like long black hair. and I just saw hair, and then she turns around and she smirks with this. It's kind of gonna lie, it's like a wicked smirk. She's like, and like just like that, and I'm like, and then she's like, and before she smirked, I forgot to tell you, before she smirked, she was like looking up, like it's like she's looking at the heavens. She's like, and then she's like that shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so I already knew. I was like, Hekate, is that you? And then she was like that. That's what she fucking did. And so, and this is my room. And she was, at the time, she looked like she's about shit. When she came here, I know she shrunk down. Had to be like at least 7 feet or a little shorter. I feel like she shrunk down to come in here. And when she did that, she didn't say shit. I just looked at her. And then when I said, is that her, she smiled, smirked that I did. And then she's about to leave, almost like how Batman would do. She's about to leave out the window. And I said, wait. I need to ask you something. Then she's like, she's fucking spinning on her hurricane. And she's like, and then she comes to the end of my bed. She's like, in the end of my bed and shit. And then she's like, like that. And she fucking flew over me, put my ass. I said, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. And cause I ain't gonna lie, I knew what she was, but I was like, I know I ain't do nothing wrong. You been with me all along. And then she's like, and she put me to fucking sleep. And that was my introduction to her in my physical room. And then I met her in my dream state. So when she put me to sleep, we had a conversation. So when she talks to me, she speaks English sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like a slowed down record. Like it sounds really devilish. But a lot of times she speaks to me in ancient Greek, right? And what's interesting, something y'all probably don't know about me. I'm mixed. My dad speaks Greek and writes Greek, so I kind of know some things. So she speaks to me like subconsciously, like telepathically. So in my vision, she talks like that, right? And that just confirms that we definitely had a past life. And that was my introduction to Hekate. I'm probably gonna make another video with Isis and Lilith, because the next day Lilith came to me in a similar form and fashion with that same smirk. And Lilith came through my window. They always come through my window, and she was very fair. She looked very vampiric, I will say, very pale. She had a royal blue dress. She was not naked like I've seen her in pictures and all that. She literally came like that. She did have like these weird looking horn things in her head, but she had like the red hair and she had it pent up. And wasn't really on no makeup kind of shit. She was like a fucking vampire. Because none of these energies had makeup. They're just like in her natural, genuine beauty, how a woman is born naturally. She came in very intense, Lilith, but more fairy like. She fucking was levitating, and then she came in here during the time I was doing readings, and she kept fucking flipping all my cards out, and then she fucking made sure that every card that flipped out said Lilith on it to ensure that I knew who the hell she was. It was very extremely intense. And I noticed that when I don't get the damn message right, they make sure that they know that I know who the hell they are, because they always like to go to my kitchen area because the light is bright to really know who the fuck they are, and they'll all in my face. It's really intense. And she would come out visions. And then when Isis came to me, she came to me when I was sick. I had a high ass temperature in the hundreds, and this is during COVID. I didn't know if I had COVID or whatever the fuck was going on. I couldn't even get out of bed. I was on bed rest. And I feel like Isis healed me. Isis literally came through my toes and went through my body. And I didn't know it was her because I was knocked out sleeping. And you know how when you wake up, you yawn in the morning, like, oh, like that. When you wake up, I'm laying on the bed, and all of a sudden I feel like something going through me. And it was like, and I was like, Isis, like that. She came out. As soon as that happened, my temperature dropped back to 98.6. The reason I know, because I had energy. I checked my damn temperature, my thermometer, and my shit was good. Because I was on bed rest. My sister literally had to come visit me and give me flu. I was fucked. So I just know the spirits can come to you. The feminine has been with me. And I've had a lot of visits with other goddesses that have no name. For, like I said in another video, I had a goddess of the throne. It looked like I was in the underworld. I don't know if she was a rescue or whatever. My spirits brought me to a throne, and a woman had snake eyes. She was kind of big, right? She looked like one that one Anatolia goddess, that great mother goddess. I don't know if y'all seen that figurine with the great mother goddess that sits on the throne. I got a statue of her in my room. But yeah, I've had so many experiences with feminine energies. I even had one feminine energy show me as a baby of her holding me and being disappointed on how my parents neglected me. That's another story for another time too. And that spirit was nameless. It came off like a Shekinah energy. or a great mother, and it was fucking crazy. So I definitely know I have some fucking unique connection. Don't know what it is, but I got more stories to share, and that's my story time for today. Blessed be.